So winter has been holding on for a while this year. We had a pretty substantial snowfall early this week, but now it's back to spring again. We get a little bit of a wave this time of year. It doesn't last very long this time of year. It's back up to 40, 45 degrees now, and we're doing pretty well on melting what we got. Still a lot more snow than there was even a week ago, right before the storm. But, you know, we're getting there. Certainly the silage tarp helps. Anything that's south facing, like the compost pile, doing pretty well. Anywhere where I've walked and packed the snow down. I think it's time to pull the taps from the maple trees and do one last boil. I think the temperature at night is going to stop getting below freezing regularly, and also the buds on the maple trees are swelling, and generally when you start to see the buds swell, the sugar changes in the sap, and it takes longer to get the reduction, to get the same amount of syrup, and also it starts to change the flavor and doesn't taste very good. So when it starts to get warm like this and the temps don't drop down at night, it's time to pull the tap. So I think I'm going to try to get the four-wheeler out, pump up the tires because it's been sitting all winter, make sure the tires are okay on the trailer, and then see if I can get out in the woods without getting too muddy and getting stuck, and pull all the taps and put the buckets in and try to bring them back. I might have to go around onto the road because once the buckets are full, I don't want them sloshing around. I don't have great covers. And maybe I'll do one last boil this weekend. I didn't tap the trees very long ago. I think it was 3 weeks, maybe 4. And at this particular tree, I had to trim some saplings so I could get in and out. And I trimmed them right at the snow level at the time. And this is what they look like now. So that's almost 2 feet, probably Yeah, almost 2 feet. So 3 weeks ago there was almost 2 feet of snow in the woods. That wood pile's been there for a year and a half. So I think that will be my next project. But right now I want to finish up this sap and get out of the woods. Nature really is an amazing teacher. She tells us everything we need to know. All we have to do is pay attention. Take the end of sap season, for instance. There are so many signs. I've already mentioned the swelling of the maple buds and the nighttime temperatures staying above freezing. Another thing that I've noticed coincides with those indicators every year is flies in the sap. When that starts to happen, it's time to pull the taps. And now it's time to start what will be the last sap boil of the season. I've had 3 big boil days, and each time I've been thankful for the extra time I've spent this summer and fall cutting to consistent size the lumber scraps from my many projects in the wood shop. The consistent size, which I chose to fit the workshop wood stove, makes storage easier, and it's been very handy to have this dry kindling to get the fires going. For this boil, I'm going to be a little less stingy than I normally would with kindling, because we're also at the end of wood stove season, which, after a long winter, feels pretty darn good. If you're a physics teacher who has ever had a student ask, "When will I ever use this in real life?" here is a perfect answer. This is a trick I learned in high school physics. If you get water inside a container spinning, it will exit that container faster than any other method you could use to pour that liquid out. For some reason, I remember that experiment as clearly as if it were yesterday. Actually, with my short-term memory, I remember it much more clearly than if it was yesterday. I think it's because I loved that class and I had an interestingly animated teacher. But also, of all the options he gave us before the experiment, I happened to guess correctly. Though at the time I had no idea why spinning water would cause it to exit faster. Bonus points if you know. Alright, well, it's supposed to rain tonight. I started the sap stove because I want to get this project done. I've got all the taps pulled and all the buckets in. There's no real reason to hold on to the sap. I would have probably skipped boiling today and just done it tomorrow, but it's also supposed to rain tomorrow night into Sunday, so it doesn't seem like it makes any difference, so I just started the stove. I went into town to get a bunch of stuff. I'm having some friends over to camp tonight. I'm going to play some cards, probably be pretty late. Hey, Ziggy. So I came back to stoke the stove up. I'm kind of debating how much to put in because I've already lost quite a bit of water while I was away in town. So that's good, but I also don't want to put so much wood in that this burns completely away and I end up charring the sap. So it's down about halfway. The fire just died down quite a bit. I think if I put a little bit in, it'll boil away some more and then keep it warm while I'm away. And I'll check on it when I get home tonight. This sap stove has given me a chance to use some of these things that don't like go in the wood stove very easily. Some of that misshapen stuff, and hey, there he is. Good boy. Anything that's maybe a little bit long like that is not going to go in the wood stove. I don't know why I didn't split that before I stacked it, but I was in a hurry, I guess. And that's a perfect candidate for a sap stove. Oh, it's heavy. Watch out, buddy. Oh, that was a big one. Maybe one more. This is too long to go in the stove, really. So that's another good one. Hard to do this with one hand on a phone. There we go. What do you got, bugs? That's probably enough to get me down quite a ways, but not burn it. Come on. Good boy. Hey, we're going in. Good boy. Me first. Good boy. Oop. Guess I locked it. Sorry, Ziggy. 1 minute.